In a world driven by wild emotions and instant desires, Stoicism stands like dawn breaking over a stormy sea. Here begins the real journey into a man's heart, not through manipulation or games, but through calm, mental strength, and deep self-awareness. Rule 1. Calm presence. A Stoic woman doesn't throw emotional fits. She doesn't react to provocation or swing between he loves me and he loves me not. She is like a rock, steady, majestic, and unshakable. This is what captivates men. They are instinctively drawn to stability, to something that doesn't try to impress but simply exists. Rule 2. Independence of thought. A Stoic woman does not seek approval. She doesn't adapt herself to suit others' tastes. She holds her own opinion and isn't afraid to express it. Yet, she doesn't argue. She accepts the world as it is and changes only what is within her power. This quiet strength is more powerful than any shout or show of force. Rule 3. The art of silence. A Stoic woman doesn't speak just to fill the air. Her silence is meaningful. She isn't afraid of pauses, doesn't rush to fill the silence. And within that silence lies mystery. In that silence, a man hears himself, and that captivates him even more. Rule 4. Acceptance of reality. A Stoic woman doesn't waste time on complaints. She doesn't ask, why me? She asks, what can I do with what I have? Her attitude toward life is like an athlete facing a tough coach. Everything that happens is an opportunity to learn something essential. And that is immensely attractive. A man sees in her a partner, not a victim. A calm force that doesn't crumble under pressure, but grows through it. That's magnetic. Stoicism isn't about being emotionally cold. It's about mastering emotions, not suppressing them. A man feels that his woman doesn't explode over petty things. She owns herself. That demands respect. And from respect, real love grows. Rule 5. Presence in the moment. A Stoic woman doesn't live in the past, doesn't get stuck in grudges, and doesn't waste herself on anxious anticipation of the future. She is here and now. And in that calm, there is the deepest emotion. Her gaze is focused, her movements, confident, her attention, complete. The man beside her also returns to reality, and he begins to see. She is rare. Rule 6. Self-sufficiency. She doesn't need a man to feel whole. She is whole already. She is already happy. And that happiness doesn't pressure, doesn't scare, doesn't confine. She doesn't scream, love me. She simply is. And the man wants to be near, not because she demands it, but because her presence is like the sun, warm, calm, and life-giving. Rule 7. The inner path. A Stoic woman knows that what matters most isn't how her body looks, but the path her soul is walking. She grows. She reads. She reflects. She learns to stay silent when she wants to scream. She learns to be compassionate without being pitiful. And every new day, she meets not as another burden, but as a new chance to surpass yesterday's self. When a man meets a woman like that, he doesn't just see a lover, he sees a guide. He begins to trust her more deeply. She doesn't chase, doesn't lure with glamour. She touches the soul, and the man, without even realizing it, can no longer imagine life without her wisdom by his side. When a woman fully integrates Stoic principles into her life, she becomes more than interesting, she becomes magnetic. A man is drawn to her not through tricks or seduction, but through something far deeper. She awakens the real man within him, one who also seeks depth. A woman's stoicism creates a space where a man can stop defending himself. He begins to open up because he feels safe. The Stoic woman doesn't play games. She doesn't manipulate with jealousy. She doesn't twist his mind. She is like a rock in the storm. Her calm invites trust. A man who approaches her doesn't feel competition. He doesn't fight her ego. He doesn't struggle for attention, because she doesn't need constant affirmation. Her value lies in who she is, and that is real power. Secret 1. The power of listening as deep love. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, do you know how to truly listen? The Stoic woman listens, genuinely. She doesn't wait for her turn to talk. She receives, she absorbs. She creates a space where a man, for the first time in years, can simply be. And that stuns him. It's rare, and he becomes attached. Secret 2. Immunity to drama. Emotional turbulence exhausts men, but the Stoic woman is not a storm. She doesn't ignite arguments. She doesn't play silence games. She is clear, and that clarity creates the very sense of home so many men seek. He knows, around her, there is stability, and stability isn't boring. It's a luxury. Secret 3. I'm good with you, but I'll be good without you too. This is the paradox. A man feels she is with him because she chooses to be, not because she fears loneliness, not from dependency, not from fear. And because of that, her presence becomes incredibly valuable. She doesn't beg, she doesn't plead, she just is, and her choice to stay is a gift. Secret 4. No need to change the man. A Stoic woman doesn't try to shape him into a convenient partner. She accepts, but she doesn't stay silent. She speaks honestly, directly, no passive aggression. And this honesty disarms, because it comes not from anger, but from clarity. And clarity is a form of love. Secret 5. Steadiness under pressure. When trials come, she doesn't panic. She holds her ground. And sometimes, that's more powerful than beauty, sexiness, or any words. Her inner calm is a harbor, and a man gravitates to where he feels calm, where he can be weak without being shamed. Secret 6. Mystery born of self-sufficiency. She doesn't reveal everything instantly. She doesn't open up on the first date. She's deep, and her depth isn't for everyone. She's not a show, and that commands respect. A man doesn't just want to see her, he wants to discover her. And every layer of her personality is like a new level of awe. Secret 7. Grace in goodbye. She can leave calmly. She can walk away with dignity. She can say goodbye without hysteria. And that's not coldness, that's dignity. A man sees, she doesn't cling. And because of that, he doesn't want to lose her. Because he sees, she fears no loss. She already has herself. Rule 9. Embracing imperfection. A Stoic woman doesn't expect a man to be perfect. She doesn't measure him by his achievements or shame him for his flaws. She sees the human in him. And that ability to look without judgment, it heals. Many men hide their emotional scars for years, fearing rejection. But with her, he can be himself. And that's a rare kind of freedom. Rule 10. Calm in conflict. She doesn't scream to prove her point. She doesn't punish with silence or coldness. She speaks directly, but gently, and that breaks the pattern. A man might be used to battle, but with her, it's different. She doesn't fight, she builds. She doesn't attack, she opens up. And that's why he wants to listen, not defend. Rule 11. Gratitude instead of demands. A Stoic woman notices the good. She gives thanks for small things. She doesn't take love for granted. She doesn't demand more, she values what already is. And that gratitude is like balm. In a world full of pressure, her warmth feels like home. Rule 12. Silence as power. She doesn't speak just to fill the air. Her silence isn't empty, it's deep. The man beside her doesn't get drained, he becomes calm. In that silence, he begins to hear himself. She's not just a woman, she's a mirror, reflecting the best in him. These rules aren't a mask, they are a path. And when a woman lives by them, not pretending, but truly growing, the man senses it. He sees she's not just a lover, she's a source. And near her, he finds meaning, he finds depth, he finds something real. Rule 9. Allowing herself to shine. A Stoic woman is not afraid to be radiant. She doesn't dim her light to make others comfortable. She shines not for attention, but because she simply cannot help but glow. And that fire doesn't blind, it inspires. A man, who once feared losing control, begins to open up, because next to her, it's safe to be himself. Rule 10. Choosing love, not dependency. A Stoic woman chooses to love, not from need, not from fear of loneliness, but from the overflow of her own wholeness. She doesn't cling, she allows. And that's why her love is the most powerful. It doesn't beg, it gives. It doesn't demand, it accepts. And the man feels, this is real. This is worth staying for. Rule 11. Honesty with herself. She doesn't perform. She wears no mask. She knows her shadows, and she's not afraid of them. She's not perfect, but she's real. And that is the highest beauty. Because with such a woman, there is no need to pretend. And the man finally exhales. I'm seen. I'm accepted. I can be me. Finale. Falling in love with the soul. When a man walks the path beside a Stoic woman, he discovers a new world. A world with no games. Where depth matters more than form. Where silence is more intimate than noise. Where a glance says more than 1,000 words. And then the most important thing happens. He falls in love not with her body, not with her beauty, but with her soul. With a depth that doesn't fade with age. With a strength that cannot be taken. With a light that never dims. And this is how timeless love is born. Because when a woman lives in harmony with herself, a man wants to stay. Not out of fear, but out of admiration. Not to possess, but to share.